maximum armor.
Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel. Today I want to show you the Crysis franchise.
And we will have a look on all the games.
Sorry, got some trouble with the nanosuit, but now we can go on with the video.
This is Dr. Helena Rosenthal of the IAS research team stationed on the Lingshan Islands. The North Koreans have assumed control. They're rounding up civilians outside. We found something buried in the rock. This discovery could change the future of the planet. The Koreans don't know what they're dealing with.
Chief, Red Angels 25 bearing east. Getting some radar interference. Looks like an electrical storm brewing.
That's a negative, Sky Chief. Nothing on our side. Skies are clear. Over.
Roger, Command. Must be a malfunction. ETA to drop zone 3 minutes.
Hey, Nomad. You still with us?
Okay, listen up, gentlemen. Intel reports a significant military presence on the island. We have the element of surprise, so let's use it. The North Koreans can't know we're here.
They won't even know what hit them.
Can it, Psycho? Pay attention. This is a covert operation. Our job is to locate and evacuate. We're not at war here.
Not yet. What?
Prophet, do we even know if these people are still alive?
That's what we're here to find out. We lost contact with Dr. Rosenthal a week ago when the Korean military locked down the island. 2 days ago, we picked up a distress signal from the team's research vessel. Someone down there wants to be found.
Raptor team, we're beginning approach. Stand by for green.
All right, gear up. Masks on. Once we clear the plane, form up on me. Shoots on my mark.
Green in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go! Go! Go!
So here we go with part 1, first release in 2007, and back in the day it was quite hard to enjoy Crysis with maximum settings. Can it run Crysis? Yes, it can, nowadays in the year 2023. This is actually from the Crysis Remastered Trilogy, which came out in 2021, and finally I can enjoy the Crysis trilogy again on my PC, because I got some serious trouble when I've bought the original Crysis trilogy, which was coincidentally released by Electronic Arts, and yeah, I couldn't run the games properly. They were like micro stuttering, they don't work very properly, and it was very unappealing for the eye to play that. In my opinion, they were poorly ported and poorly optimized for PC back then. So for me as a big fan, it was very sad that I couldn't enjoy the Crysis trilogy again and had to refund the games. But thanks to the great remastered trilogy, I can play them again. I know a lot of players don't like the new color scheme of Crysis 1. It's different to the original version, but for me it works fine. I think the graphics are still very beautiful, they are very appealing to the eye, and the open world of Crysis 1 is really impressive even today. I also like the mechanics and the gameplay features. As you can see here, the in-game attachments were really ahead of its time and even used in games today. I also like the stealth mechanics, especially if you play on Post-Human Warrior, the highest difficulty. You completely need a different playstyle and need other tactics to go through. And the cutscenes are gorgeous.
hell happened here? You hear that? I don't like this, man. Shit, son of a bitch!
Tester, report in. What's Aztec's status?
Dead, boss.
Damn it. What the hell is going on out there?
I don't know, but I don't think we're alone out here.
What have you got? KPA?
Negative, sir. We got 4 dead Koreans, but there's no way Aztec killed them. Something else took these guys out. Tore their bodies up bad.
All right, pay your respects and move on. Rendezvous at the landing zone.
What about Aztec, sir? We just gonna leave them hanging here?
Negative. I'm gonna vaporize. We can't allow the Koreans to get their hands on that suit. Stand back.
Damn it. I never get used to that. Adios, amigo.
Here on this scene you can definitely see the roots of Crytek and the similarities to Far Cry when they first brought out Far Cry with the Cry engine. It looks very similar if you know both games, and it's a pity that Ubisoft didn't make better content out of it and just milking the cash cow, but that's just my opinion about the franchise of Far Cry. But even I loved the first 3 Far Cry games, I had more fun with the Crysis franchise. Actually more appeal to sci-fi action and superhuman combat like the Master Chief in the Halo franchise. I think the Crysis series is one of the best sci-fi series out there and one of the best games ever made. Here you can actually witness my incompetence to deliver a perfect headshot. And I got some trouble. I actually like games where you get punished for not well thought about actions and not well planned strategies. So in this case I totally deserved the not so kind encounter. The good thing is you can go back into the cloak mode and do the same mistake again and then do it better. I also totally love the physics in this game. It's unbelievable what you can do in this game. You can actually get rid of a whole village, destroy everything, even the smallest parts are completely physical. I think the lack of these physics and these details are the problem of modern AAA games. They look fantastic for sure. The player don't have as many interactions like in old games before, and I think it's really a shame that nowadays most of the AAA games don't have any physics. And of course there are some exceptions like the new Zelda game for example, but compared to what you can do in Crysis 1, a lot of modern games which came out nowadays are just ridiculous. If you're interested in the physics of Crysis, you can check out my other video, I will link down below about the Crysis physics. Now we arrived at the end of the first part and we go on with the next Crysis game.
Nanovision enabled.
The next game here is Crysis Warhead. It came out in 2008 and first planned as a DLC for Crysis 1, but the developers decided to bring it out as a standalone game due to the fact that it's so huge. If you're wondering why they talk German, the problem is I couldn't activate the English version of it. It doesn't work for me, so it's a pity. I wanted to do the complete video in English, but I got to admit this German dubbing is extremely good and much better compared to games from earlier ages, if you compare it to Halo for example. Crysis Warhead is the original version, which came out in 2008, so it's no remaster, and if you compare this to modern games, it still looks very good. The animations of course are not that good back in the day, but if you only look at the graphics and the sound, it can still hold up to this day. The incident on Warhead plays on the same island here, like in Crysis 1. You play as Psycho. Psycho is part of the team from part 1, and he also appears in part 3 later, so you get a different point of view from the combat experiences of the soldiers. I really like this game a lot, but due to the fact that I play with an Xbox pad, I have some serious trouble with the controls. The controls are not that good like in the remastered versions, so you have a different layout, a different config, and the problem is you can't rebind the controls here on the gamepad. A good example for this is the crouch mode. You crouch on the left stick, but you actually have to press it permanently. There's no toggle mode for it, so you have to press the left stick if you want to go stealth, and you have to hold it, and that's a bit weird with a 2-stick controller. I also tried it with the Steam layout to rebind the controls and look for the community layouts, but I didn't find anything, so I think I have to get used to it. So the controls and the not usable English version are the only critic points here for me. The rest of the game is awesome and a lot of fun. I think Crysis Warhead perfectly fits into the regular Crysis canon, and I have to admit I love every single Crysis game. I like them all, even they differs completely from each other. I love part 1 and Warhead for the open world setting and the awesome physics and the freedom to do what you want, but I also love part 2 and 3 for the more linear gameplay. They are all great games in my opinion.
sehr sauber. Team Idaho bedankt sich bei Ihnen.
Die Truppen der koreanischen Volksarmee wenn sie bleiben, werden sie gedemütigt. In Vietnam und in Iran. Auf Wiedersehen, Soldaten der US Special Forces. Ihr Vorgehen gefährdet eine wichtige humanitäre Hilfsaktion. Ihre Anwesenheit gefährdet das Leben tausender Zivilisten im Namen der Bewohner der Linkaninsel.
Tarnfeld aktiviert. Energie kritisch. Maximale Panzerung.
And there's a little more about that coming up. So, Gary, who do you like?
Well, I tell you so far, I like what I'm seeing here in New York. They got a pretty strong team as usual. That's in the Eastern. In the Western, I'm liking San Francisco, but with Los Angeles as the sleeper.
Okay, so we're looking at a New York, San Francisco in the finals, or possibly LA. You heard it here first, folks. We'll call Gary on it at the end of the season. That's all the sport. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for the workout.
Thanks, guys. And that's not all we're following. Here's Dan at the help desk.
3 more employees at their Times Square headquarters have been diagnosed with...
Crytek have denied reports of a biochemical leak at their Midtown research unit. Parent company Hargreave Rash were unavailable for comment.
So far, there are 127 laboratory-confirmed cases, but due to the speed of infection,
all transport routes have now been severed as cell
gasoline threatens to break the dreaded $200.
We need to reinstall trust in our law enforcement agencies.
Where is our military?
And here we go with my most favorite Crysis game. And as I mentioned before, I love them all, but part 2 has a special place in my heart. It's a very unique Crysis game, in my opinion. And it's actually the best of the remastered trilogy. For this remaster, they completely changed the textures, and they did some awesome work on it. It really looks incredible good today, and they added some ray tracing effects which are very appealing, and it also has the best sound of the complete bundle. I think that part 2 also has the best mission design, in my opinion. I like the variety of the missions, and I also like the linear gameplay of it. I played it through on Post-Human Warrior, the hardest difficulty, and if you go in stealth mode, it's a completely different game than playing it on normal, for example, and go in like John Rambo. And even it has linear structures, it's not that narrow like in Call of Duty games, so you have some choices where you can enter the map and how you proceed. That's what I like a lot here in this game. It has also one of the most recognizable themes ever made in video games, composed by Hans Zimmer. It's always a pleasure to listen to his epic music. I really highly recommend this game. It's, in my opinion, one of the best AAA shooter ever made, so don't miss that one. You'll surely have a lot of fun enjoying this game.
Get out, people! Back up! Abandoned ship! Repeat, abandoned ship! Catastrophic hull breach! Control, we are hit! Repeat, we are hit! Abandoned ship! Hell happened here, man? Torpedo?
Tino! Didn't make it, man. Alcatraz is last out. What happened to these people, man? Just don't touch them. Hey! Looks like Lady Liberty took some heavy fire! Yeah, she's still standing though. Dumb bitch. Hey! What the hell? Hostile!
Where's my support? Where's the sub? Fucking sub took you all out. That can't be. Gould's counting on us. Alcatraz? That's your name? Alcatraz. Destiny's a bitch, huh? It'll be on you now, son.
Now I will end this perfect part, in my opinion, with one of the best game intros ever made. Please enjoy.
maximum armor.
Cell 5 LCS, this is Hunter 3. Be advised, we picked up rebel movements through Dome West 33rd Sanitary. Probably nothing, but stay frosty. That son of a bitch you got is hella dangerous, over.
Roger that, Hunter 3. We got it covered. Nothing getting on this boat tonight, over.
Romeo 1, Romeo Actual. Hardware extraction is a go. Bring it home.
Whoa, easy! Friendlies! You remember friendlies?
Psycho. Where's your nanosuit?
Cell skinned me. Skinned us all. You're the last one. It's all about that suit now.
And last but not least, the final one, Crysis 3. I also highly recommend this game. It's one of the best first-person shooters ever made. It has awesome visuals, as you can see here, and if you think about that, this remastered version is not elaborate produced like part 2. It's actually just the normal Crysis 3 game from back in the day. And considering that, it's really impressive how good this game looks nowadays too. I don't know many first-person shooter which looks so good with so much particle effects and lighting and everything. This game is 10 years old and looks like a modern first-person shooter in my opinion. This game was way ahead of its time and aged extremely well compared to games nowadays. It was actually one of the first games I've ever played in stereoscopic 3D and it looked awesome back in the day. I think Crysis 3 has definitely the best visuals of all the Crysis games, and it has also the best controls, and the variety of the weapons are perfect here in this game. I really enjoyed the bow.
That was a bit messy. Maybe you need this.
A bow?
Yeah, makes you an invisible, silent killing machine. Serious kit this. You like it?
No.
Well, that's because you haven't heard the good part. Carbon lasers map that bow to your nanosuit. It has enough kinetic energy to stop a rhino dead. With interchangeable heads, you can drop an explosive charge on any target. And best of all, you stay cloaked. You like it now?
I'm coming around.
Good. Now let's move out.
This is really a ball-crushing game. This game is really near to perfection in my opinion. So many things are so well made. And I only have one point to criticize, and that's the sound. The sound is not as good as in part 2, the remastered version. If you shoot a gun, it could be much louder, it should have more punch to it. So that's a minus point in my opinion. But besides that, this game is epic. They also integrated some minigames like hacking. You can hack switches, computers and sentry guns, for example, or mines, and use it for your own purpose. I also like the use of the radio the troops use here as a sound indicator for their position. I would highly recommend to play this game without any HUD, but it's not possible, so it's a pity. And as you can see here, the big tooltips are also annoying in my opinion. That destroys a little bit the immersion of the game, because the graphics and overall sound is great in this one. Great atmosphere and one of the best games for sure.
Welcome to New York, version 2.0.
What have they done? The city has an energy signature. Why is that?
It's Cell. They're channeling energy from alien technology, running their entire global power grid off a single Ceph machine inside this dome.
It can't be that simple.
It really is, mate. You kill the power, you kill Cell. As simple as you like.
No, the Alpha Ceph showed me a vision. We've been through this before. There's got to be a connection somehow.
Prophet, the aliens are gone. You finished them off yourself, just a few waifs and strays left.
No, there's something more. If we can just find a hint. Somewhere here, a clue.
Listen, while you were off hunting some super alien that didn't even exist, Cell were busy taking over the world. We need you back in the here and now, boss. We need you to help us stop Cell.
There's more than your revolution going on here. I've seen this. Cell are toying with powers they can't begin to understand. Whatever they're doing, it's going to bring about the end of the world. We have to shut them down.
Fucking right we do. Let's get moving.
Nanovision enabled. Maximum armor.
The new upgrade system for the nanosuit is also highly appreciated.
Rebooting nanosuit.
Well, I hope it's worth it. Here she is, the Liberty Dome. One big sweaty armpit. Not that you'd notice inside that suit, but it's hotter than a Vindaloo in here. Lots changed. This is how it all started. People signed up with Cell for cheap energy. Cell were generating power for free, and nobody can compete with free. Before long, they had a monopoly. Bills went up. People had nothing left except their debt. Cell marched them out and into the volunteer camps. Nothing but slavery.
Scanning Sector 1, Delta 6.
Hold up. Minefield. Cell's using intelligent munitions. Means they only blow up unauthorized. Like us. Use your suit to interface with the mines. Disable them. That should be enough. Come on. What's the matter?
Nothing. Just an energy surge. Energy source depleted.
So we arrived finally at the end of the video. Here you saw all available Crysis games yet. If you don't know them, I highly recommend to play them through. They are still good even today in 2023, and you can enjoy them if you're a big sci-fi action fan. And I also recommend the remastered versions of the games, because I encountered some troubles with the normal version published by EA back in the day. The remastered versions actually runs much smoother and it's more appealing to the eye. I would highly recommend the remastered versions. So with this conclusion, I want to finish the video and end it with the Crytek promotion clip where they're still looking for skilled people to help them out. I'm very excited for the new project Crysis 4, and I hope Crytek is getting to old strength and show the AAA sector how to do a proper first-person shooter game. Thank you for watching and see you. Bye bye.